Last winter, longtime friend of the channel Biodegradable came to visit for a few days, and among the many films we watched in the apartment was Blue Sky's Peanuts movie. It being as good as it was spoke not only to how vibrant and innovative this sort of animation can still be, even in the era of CG, but just how relevant and prescient the IP is all these decades after its creation. Meanwhile, that eternal Christmas special, which had its 60th anniversary earlier this month, is impressive for the opposite reason. It had a limited budget, a hella rush production schedule, heavily recycled animation, and largely negative feedback before its original broadcast. And yet, its quaint final form, blended beautifully with its humble story, made it a classic of the holiday season and resulted in a lasting series of cartoons and films. Anyway, I'm 32 years old. I've known about this character for pretty much all my life, but I was today years old when I found out that A Charlie Brown Christmas wasn't the first time Charles Schulz's world was animated. 2 years prior, another project with many of the same players, like composer Vince Guaraldi, much of the voice cast, and executive producer Lee Mendelsohn, was produced about Schulz and his strip, though it did remain unreleased for several years.
I really believe that children, no matter where they live, are basically quite alike. But it's also about the pressures which are on these children, the pressures which they get not only from other kids around them, but also from their parents, and then from school too.
A Boy Named Charlie Brown, which would later be the title of the first feature-length Peanuts movie, is a quick yet enjoyable treat for fans of Charlie Brown. Even by this point, Peanuts was already a household name from newspaper circulation alone, and this documentary gives a charming glimpse into the strip's creative process, while also featuring interstitial animation in more or less the same style that would make it a staple for television. Some of these bits are pretty impressive, actually, since they're in a more compact and focused context, and have a much smoother and lively quality when compared to even some of the early specials. At time of writing this, it's available to watch for free on YouTube, so once you're done with your annual rewatch of that Yuletide tune, give this a watch. It's a lot of fun. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, I'll talk to you again soon.
Charlie Brown is, I think, a little bit like everyone. We all need reassurance that some people really do like us.